Ready to be counted in, Jean?
I'm ready, Jeans.
Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Where my mom's at? Where my mom's wearing thongs, hitting bongs at? Raising kids, cleaning shits, need a long nap. Where my mom's at?
Where My Mom's At podcast with Christina P.
Hello. Thank you for downloading, for watching Where My Mom's At. With me today, I'm so excited, guys. We have the very fantastic Tom Papa.
I'm very excited too.
I love you so much.
I love you more.
No, you're so funny. You just released a book.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it.
It's called You're Doing Great and Other Reasons to Stay Alive.
Which people need more now than ever.
Yeah. When I wrote it, I thought it was just being funny. And now when I do interviews about it, I had to do like this book tour and people are like, so tell us, are we going to be okay? I'm like, yeah, you're going to be all right.
Yes,
and you
us.
are doing great.
Yeah.
Am I doing okay? I feel like
Yeah.
I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. Yeah, you're doing great. You're doing great.
And it's so funny when people look to the comedians for answers to real problems. I'm like, you guys know like we're idiots, right?
Yeah. But when your life is threatened and you feel like the ground shift, you want someone just to tell you.
Yeah.
You just want anybody to say, you're okay. Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's kind of upsetting. There's like a void of that.
Yeah.
There's a void of people telling you, hey, just do this and you're going to get through it. You're going to be okay. So, so when my little book came around, it's all about just lowering your expectations in life. Yeah. And, we're all chasing all this stuff and think that we need so much. And just when you recalibrate, you realize, no, I'm actually here already. I'm doing pretty great. And so that really just took on this new perspective during the quar times.
Yeah, the quar times. Yeah. That's so true, especially in our business, because there's like this infinite regress of like achievement, or maybe they're not regress, but the idea like, there's always somebody higher on the chain than you doing the thing you think you should be doing, and you forget all the other things you've done. It's so easy to be thankful about, oh my gosh, like I just get to do this for a living. That's huge. I did it already.
Right. I'm here. I'm here. I'm actually in it. Like I keep saying, like these are the good times. This is prime time. It's not going to get better when you're old. No. I mean, this is it. This literally is it. Yeah. So wherever you're at, you just got to kind of wrap your head around it and be grateful for whatever it is that you got. On the way here, I was listening to the radio, and a comedian came on, and on Sirius, and I, for the first time during the quar, I had a little pang of, what's this guy up to?
Yeah.
What's he doing? You know what I mean? Because we always carry that. You always carry like, well, what have I got? What have they got? Where are they at?
100%.
And I haven't had that in months.
Yes.
I mean, my friend Dave Hill, he's a comedian, Dave Hill, he's very funny. And he said that this is really like the first time in his career that him and Kevin Hart are selling the same amount of tickets. And he feels really good about it.
Yeah.
And there has been that kind of relief.
Yes.
But man, it's going to come roaring back. I
I
think.
know. And it's funny you mention that, because like right now we're trying to negotiate this deal. And the same thing is like, do I even want to do this stuff? Like, I don't fucking care anymore. And
I know.
Like, I don't know. I kind of enjoy where I'm at. Like just what you said, like I like spending time with my kids and coming and talking to you, and then fuck it, man. Like,
I know. Do you worry that you're realizing all that, and it's making you, in your old head, is it making you, like if the old you from February would look at you and say, you're lazy.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I wrote that thing this morning, made a couple calls. I know it's only 11, but I'm done.
Yeah. I know.
And what's wrong with that? What's wrong with being done with that? But there's that, I'm like, am I slipping into retirement and I don't know it? Like, what is that?
But I also don't have the energy anymore to do everything. I don't want to do everything because I'm really enjoying this pace.
Yeah.
And I also I don't like that competitive thing that you were just referring to, where you're like, wait, why is she doing? Wait, I should call my agent. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
and then you're on the hamster wheel of like nonsense.
I know. The most disheartening thing was when my agent said, the people are still making deals out there. I was like, I thought we weren't doing that now.
Right. Like, didn't we all take a break? Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah. I know. It's like a truce. Like, didn't we all call it show business truce?
Right? We're all good, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's just wherever you are, that's it. You're fine. You're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's going to, it's good to be busy, but it's momentum. And we took the momentum away. It's like,
yes.
We could go up those mountains because we were coming down that other one so fast. And now we've just been hanging in the valley and we're like, I don't know if I'm climbing that. I don't have the momentum to do it.
I don't, because I'm really now, like, I go through phases. I think everybody's gone through stages like of quarantine. Like first it was massive anxiety. I was cooking a lot. I was hoarding things. Then it went to wig shopping, and then it went to Etsy. I was buying necklaces, and then it went to buying sweaters, and then it exercise. But then I still drink wine every night. Why aren't I losing weight? I know. It's nutty.
I know.
Where were you? What stages did you go through?
The same. I think that's the thing that I really noticed is how connected we all are. Like there was the same rhythms that we were all going through as a nation, as a world. Like it was, everybody went from this panic and this fear, and then trying not to digesting all the news, then trying to let the news go, and then and I could see it just from the people that walk in front of my house every day. You could see the mood. All of a sudden people were like, no, we're just walking now. We just walk, and we're going to get the most out of our day. Yeah. And then the next day they're drudging up the hill like, we're going to die. And I just went through kind of all of that. I think, it's funny when you're in those, and this as a parent, like when you think you've got it together and you're kind of cool and you're like, all right, I know I'm stressed, but I'm okay. And then you look back.
Oh my God.
And you're like, oh, I was losing my shit back then. Like I thought I was cool with my first one. And then the second one showed up and I was like, oh no. Like I was out of my mind with fear and anxiety. Yeah. And I thought I got through it, but I wasn't as cool as I thought. And I feel like the choir was kind of the same thing.
You keep saying the choir. Is that the quarantine war?
No, the choir. I've talked to some young people in New York.
Oh, okay.
And they call it the choir.
I like the choir because there is a threat out there. It's an invisible enemy. It's like a war, but it's not quite a war. Yeah. And it's the quarantine. So I thought maybe, quarantine war. The choir. Yeah. Kind of like that.
I like that a lot.
I like that you're on the pulse of the youth. I think that's where I like to be too.
Yeah. The only bad part about it is I have to seek it out and study it to become a part of it, and then do it wrong. You know what I mean?
Oh,
it's like I'll like find music. I'm always into new music and and then I'll come into my daughter's room and be like, "Hey, did you hear the new Haim album?" She's like, "It's Haim." Yeah, it's good though, right? Like, I was so close. I knew the album, I knew the song, and I mispronounced the name by one syllable.
You're never gonna.
That's just doesn't happen.
It doesn't. You're not cool anymore, which is why I joke about being a cool mom. Like I have a T-shirt that says "Cool Mom," and it's obviously you're not. Like once you have kids, you've resigned being cool, and if you haven't, it's like something's wrong. Like you should be a fucking nerd. Like
yeah, embrace it.
Embrace it.
And be it.
And be it. So, which is what brings me to my new piece of merch.
I love it.
Boy Mom. And so as you can see, it's spray paint. And my kids are into right now rattlesnake, like snakes. My boys love snakes, cars, flushing things down the toilet. Ugh. It's just hell. My house is torn apart all the time. I don't even know why I bother sweeping the floor or wiping surfaces down because they're covered in slime. Ugh. I got the Boy Mom. There's a slouchy tee and also the tank. And I just wanted to make something that when you're in the midst of cleaning your house and in the destruction, you can put this on and feel cool somewhat. Like, hey, you know what? I'm representing. It's going to be over eventually.
That's a good one.
Yeah, thanks.
I like that.
Well, and people were like, not sure if this was ironic or not because we do talk about the whole gender non-binary stuff. I'm like, no, this is unironic. This is like...
This is the old school.
Yeah.
This is the... If you really live with boys, this is
it.
the reality. No,
Well,
yeah.
'cause,
I've
like-
got 2 girls.
Right, so
it
how-
is none of those things on that shirt are in my life.
Right.
None.
But this, I think
There should be a girl dad shirt.
I think that's the next one. And what's on there?
Tiaras, hair scrunchies, tutus, little balls of fur, maybe a painting kit.
I love all those things.
Oh yeah, pink chandeliers.
Oh God.
Little fairy lights.
I love it.
Yeah. No, that's
See,
my world.
That's the world
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't care. I just wanted healthy children, but
Yeah.
I didn't know. And
yeah.
this generation, people are like, there's no such thing as gender. I'm like, bitch, you don't have kids yet.
No. Yeah.
Because-
There's the odd, there's some exceptions to the rule. Of
course.
But in general, like,
the gay
no,
ones,
because
yeah.
there's no, the gay kids, because there's no
Billy Elliot. Yeah.
How many friends do you have? You accumulate these parent friends from your kids' world.
Yes.
How many are parents of girls, just girls?
A few. Yes.
Like we have girls.
Yes.
And we would meet people like in around 5th grade and be like, hey, oh, you seem cool. Yeah, you seem cool too. Who are your kids? Oh, my 2 girls. Oh, we've got 2 boys. Oh,
Yeah.
well, we're not going to hang out.
Can't
so
be friends.
see you later.
Yeah.
Next life, dude.
I know.
And because I didn't know what to expect either. And when I had the first one, I was like, oh, wait, this is amazing.
Oh, tell me about it.
I don't have to run in mud. I don't have to no one's going to come get me off the couch to hit something or hunt something or beat something or.
I have just in our house, I'm so exhausted. Like right now, my 2-year-old's in the phase where if I sit down and he sees me, he just grabs my hand and goes, I go. And I'm like, please, Mom, you just need
we
to
sit. We
sit, yeah.
We sit.
No
we
sits.
sit, we cuddle,
No.
we paint, we tell stories.
No, really?
It's soft. It's nice.
We try to tell the kids, let's play the resting game where we just rest. How about the nap challenge? And they're like,
Yeah, no, with a girl, you're just like, you want to do daddy's nails? And that's 3 hours. Wow. And I'm not even off the couch. I'm asleep with my hand off the side.
and slime.
That
Is there
was it.
slime in your home?
There was slime. There was slime. There was a slime phase when everyone was making slime and you couldn't find glue anymore.
Yeah.
Like you literally would go to
Yes.
Michael's or whatever and there's no glue left and the guy would just roll his eyes and no, people are into slime this month. And we but that, again with the girls, it was like, yeah, it's fun, it's cute because we're making something. And then they hung on to it for a couple more days and it was like,
And that's
this
done.
is stupid.
But the slime's not in your couch or down the toilet
No.
or in
No.
your oven or.
No, but my kids are older now. They're 15 and 18.
So you're in a whole different. You're varsity dad level.
Oh, yeah.
And teenage girls. See, that's when I heard the girl world gets harder is when they're adolescents.
Yeah, it's complex. It's definitely more complex. It's not the physical exhaustion of what you're going through. Like,
Yeah.
you guys have to do all that physical stuff. And but boys, as teenagers are pretty easy to know what they're thinking and know what they're up to. There's subtleties to it, but the girls are definitely more complex. And while we don't have things clogging in the seat cushions, we don't find that stuff, but we did just pay $500 to remove stuff from the drainage pipe that was all of a sudden the whole house was.
Oh,
have you ever had the
no.
drainage
Yes.
clog up and it all
Yes.
comes up the toilet and the
Yep.
shower and the
Yep.
thing? And this little Armenian plumber who's just such a great guy. I love him so much. And he's just always loves telling me. He's very descriptive. He's such pride in what he does. And he has his mask on and it's a Sunday. It was Father's Day. It was literally Father's Day. And it's just me and him out on the front porch. He's like, so I take the out and it was a clog and I fixed it. A lot of paper. I was like, He's like, tampons?
No.
I was like, tampons. And my one daughter did not know you do not flush the tampons in the toilet. And it was a big explosion. So
Wow.
the cumulative effect of what you have in your cushions got me after 15 years in
Yes.
my pipes.
Got you. It all comes somewhere. You're going to pay $500 to some Armenian guy at some point if you have kids.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Fuck, I know. They're so exhausting. They wake up at 6:30 and they just start screaming and running and throwing shit. And I'm like,
How old are yours?
2 and 4. So
2 and
I'm in
4.
it, bro.
Yeah, you're way in it.
Yeah.
Man, at
Four's
that
cool,
age,
though.
like the most joyful sound. I feel like I've said this to you, but the most joyful sound we ever heard was when the young one. We heard her. She had a heavy foot, like she boom 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 boom
Yeah.
boom 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 boom. And you always knew when she was up, and she got up. And we're like, oh no, here we go. She's gonna come in. We're
Down
gonna,
the hall, yeah.
and we heard boom 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 into the kitchen.
Oh.
And then we heard the refrigerator open, and then we heard the cereal box, and we heard the sound of the cereal going into the bowl. The ching.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, she's making her own breakfast.
Oh,
It was
freedom.
like, oh, we did it. We've gotten to at like 4.5, 5 years
Yes.
old. We're like, we're there.
Yeah.
We're there.
That's the best. Or just like, my 4-year-old now dresses himself in the morning.
Oh.
Puts on his own underwear and just comes running fully dressed into my room. And I'm like,
Oh my
you fucking
God.
kidding me? Like,
What
yes!
a dream.
Yeah.
Socks? Can he do his own socks?
Hell yeah, I can do
Holy
socks.
cow.
Underwear. He can't wipe his own butt yet.
Yeah.
So it's like, Mommy, I gotta go poo poo, and then I gotta do like the wiping. But
Yeah, that won't happen
know.
ever.
so also you have Breaking Bread, your podcast. I wanted to plug before we
Sure.
go on to. You're a bread baker and a really good
Yeah,
one, and
thank
you've
you.
given us loaves.
Yeah.
Plural,
I
I
drove
believe.
into your house.
You're so sweet. You were so
Yeah.
nice to do that. It
I
was
know.
so good.
During the choir, though, we couldn't sit and like eat.
Oh.
Yeah, I got really heavily into baking bread like 6 years ago, and I've gotten really good at it. And I just feel like that I was raised Italian. I'm always like around food and celebrating and wine and bread and cheese, and that's how we always communicated, you know? So I just kind of folded my podcast into that, where we just sit and break bread. And if you just ask somebody, you know, like, so who fed you when you were 5?
Right.
And what did you remember? And what did that grandmother make for you?
Carl's
And-
Jr.
Yeah.
Welter bacon. My dad used to
Don't
take
you have,
me
like,
there
Hungarian-
every day. Or it was Cupid's hot dogs. He was really
Ooh,
fond of that.
Yeah, those are good too. I
those
connect
are
my
good.
father to White Castle hamburgers.
Is that just a dad thing?
Yeah.
A lazy dad?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, they don't feed you.
And they make it special.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's funny you say that. Like in my old neighborhood, we didn't have a candy shop. We had a liquor store that had some candy at the register. So,
Sounds
but I
about
made
right.
it with my girls. Like, we're going to the candy shop. We get on our bikes and go to a liquor store.
Well, I'm so glad you're here
Yeah.
because, you know, we talk about dads on this show, but you're an underrepresented guest group.
Oh.
And I'm glad you're here because I want to know about the other half of the story. We all know where the mom gripes are.
Yeah, yeah.
What's up with dads? I want to know dads' lives. Like I guess let's start with this. Pregnancy. We get pregnant. We carry the babes. We
Yeah.
get all the glory and all the attention and all the bitching, right?
And the episiotomy.
Oh, that too. I've had
Yeah.
two. Yeah, those are
Yeah.
rad. But what's the dad side? Do you start to get the providing anxiety? Like do you remember? Yeah.
During that phase, there's like,
Yeah.
there's an instinct that comes in. We were in New York during the first one. And from the time she was pregnant and right after when they're in a stroller or in the carriage, whatever, and walking through the streets of Manhattan, like when my wife was, when she's in the final couple of months, we would walk through the street and I was just like a caveman. Like anyone that looked at her weird or spoke in her direction, I was like, you get out of, I was just wanted to kill them. I was like walking. She was like, calm down. I'm like, we're fine. Did you see that asshole? He was coming right for us. Like there's this protective instinct that just comes in. And then it kind of carries into your career. There's that old wives' tale, the saying, a baby is born with a loaf of bread under each arm. Have you ever heard that?
No.
a baby is born with.
Is this a Ukrainian saying?
Yeah,
Like
and I think I don't know if it's Italian.
Communist tale.
Yeah, probably.
Baby born with bread.
With loaf of bread under each one. But it means that when the baby shows up, you will provide for them.
Yes, I know.
And it's not this mystical, like, oh, they just come and you get
No.
money in your bank account. Something kicks in the same way that I was guarding the stroller.
Yeah.
I just, without thinking, was like, I got to make shit happen now. And I got to make money and provide and do it. And it's like this subconscious motivation. You're not
Yes.
even, of course, you're kind of aware of it, but you just go. And it happens. I remember saying it to Robert Kelly. I told him that because he was kind of anxious, and it was the same thing. Like, he had a baby and got like a TV show. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it does kind of happen that way.
It does in the timing. Like, I remember Tom. Well, first of all, was was the first pregnancy planned, or was it
Yeah.
spontaneous? Yeah, you were ready. You'd been married for a while, or what was?
We were
the story?
married for like a year and a half.
Okay, so you're like, let's.
But we
do
were
it.
doing it, yeah.
And was it easy to conceive, or did you go through fertility? Good.
I can make babies really fast. Yeah, and it happened. We were planning it, and then 9/11 happened. We were living in New York, and 9/11 happened just as we were like, let's start.
Oof.
And we had a moment. Two real like thoughtful moments of it was the first before 9/11. We were like, should we do it? She was a comedian. I'm a comedian. We're like, I don't know. But then we decided, no. Why would we, as artists? Why would you skip the biggest experience you can have on the planet? That seems foolish. So,
well, this business isn't going to provide everything. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to give you all joy. It's
fleeting.
And you don't want to plan your life around it, whether or not you're going to make it. Like,
right, exactly.
gives a shit. Yeah, just go for it.
I know. You're so stupid when you're thinking these things out. And then the other one, and then 9/11 happened, and we had a moment like the world just got so shook that it was like, do you bring more people in? And then we were like, yeah, we need more good people, right?
Yeah.
This is like Lord of the Rings. Like, we're going to need more good guys on the team.
Yeah.
So then we decided, like, let's do it. And then she got pregnant pretty quickly after that.
Good.
Yeah.
So the first one comes out, and I love you. You were, before we started, we were talking about the terror and the anxiety. Like, you think you're chill with that first kid.
Yeah.
You're not chill at all. Like, I know,
No.
I know you're saying, like, with Ellis, now I look, my older boy,
Yeah.
I was like, God, I was a mess the first 2 years. And with Julian, my second baby, I'm like, it's fine. He fell over. It's fine.
Right,
It's fine.
exactly.
Stop crying. Come on, let's go. And I don't fret as much because you know they're going to be okay. Like,
Right.
the wiring is good, right?
Yeah.
And everybody looks okay. So it's up to me to destroy them, or up to, like, unless I traumatize you really, really badly.
Yeah.
You're going to be okay, I think.
Physically, you're going to thrive. Emotionally, you may be damaged.
I don't know. You know.
But yeah, no, 100%. I always thought especially with the first one, when I was trying to calm myself down, and again, I thought I was cool, but I wasn't. I would think about kids like that you saw like in like Syria and Iraq, or like these hard places to live. And these kids are growing like weeds. You know what I mean? They're like, you know, there's, of course, there's some, but you know what I mean? I was like, this kid living in Manhattan is probably going to be all right.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not, you think you're so responsible for everything that happens, and you're not. You're just happen to have this other thing living in your house at this point. You know what I mean?
So true.
You think
That's
you're
so true.
important. You're not.
And also, too, I have a friend who just got an egg donor because they had trouble conceiving. And she's like, you know what? I didn't want to meet the donor because what if I find something out about them I don't like? I'm afraid. And I go, as much as you think the DNA that's yours is going to be somehow great, the point is, they're not really you anyways. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not.
No.
Even if they have your DNA, like, they could be nothing like you. And
they show up. They're pretty much made already.
Yeah.
Like, my kids are 15 and 18. They are exactly the same as when I saw them in the maternity ward.
Yeah, I know, right?
Exactly.
I know.
Exactly. The one is just like one way, the other one is the same.
You're
same
about to
little
say
eyes,
the sweet
the
one.
same little.
One's the sweet one, and one's the.
Well, I was gonna say one is
sparkly.
like one's like a force, one's like strong, and she was like as an infant, like they put her on the table and she was trying to get up, and I was like, oh, all right, that one's the heavy foot.
What? Like
Yeah.
a newborn?
Yeah, she was like doing a push-up. The nurses were like gathering around, like, look at this.
She survives.
Yeah. And the other one was a diva, and was just yelling and screaming, and they brought her from the maternity into our room in the hospital like the first night, and they're like, you deal with it. And we're like, we just had it. We don't know what to do with them.
Oh.
They're like, she just won't stop crying.
But do you know that there's no such thing as a maternity anymore? Like when you have the baby now, they literally plop it on your tits.
Right.
And they're like, oh, this is yours. And so the mom, like you've just
never
been,
leaves?
it never leaves. Like you've just labored, you're exhausted.
Right.
And now they're like, go breastfeed, go do your mom now. And you're like, yeah, but I'm broken. Can I just?
Oh, there was no like walk down the hall with the 12 babies all in their things.
Nope. And I asked for it. I was like, can you just take this child?
Give me a break.
I've just been 9 months pregnant. I've just pushed this thing out. Like I'm really fucked up.
Yeah.
Nope, it's yours now. And you're like,
that's mean.
I think so too, but their thinking is that women need to bond with the baby right away, and that more maternal anxiety is produced when the baby's not in your immediate vision.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I guess there's something to be said for both.
Yeah, I'm always suspicious of new rules. Like, so every generation up until 2014 was a mess.
Right.
And those moms got an extra hour sleeping, so the whole world's fucked up now?
Right.
I don't think so.
And the breastfeeding mandate, like they don't
Yeah.
even give you an option. Like that thing
Oh,
comes
wow.
out and it's on your tip.
Oh, my
within
God.
Minutes.
Oh,
and
man.
what if you're a woman who's like, I'm not interested, I don't want to.
Or just that stress of, it doesn't always work. And
Doesn't always work.
And then you're like freaking out.
I know.
Oh, God.
But sorry, I interrupted you. So the baby was screaming and like had to be put with you guys, even though the nurses were probably like, we've never had to do this.
Yeah, they're like, she just keeps crying. It's not you guys. But the point is that they were exactly the same, and like no matter what you just kind of guide it and keep it safe and keep it fed and buy it shoes.
Right.
But it's it's a person. It is that
Yes.
person. They are it. And you can inform them and do the things and be a good example, all that kind of stuff, of course. But it's really just about being around and loving it, because all this stuff that you think is so important and that you're really giving them.
Like what? Like
Yeah.
lessons? I feel like a big pressure
Oh, God.
to put them. Oh, because here's the deal, man. Ellis is a fucking maniac, and he's got that lunatic energy.
Mm-hmm.
And we know those guys. If they don't have something like idle hands are the devil's playground.
Sure.
So I'm like, get that kid in fucking soccer, run him out, run him tired every day.
Yeah, sure. That's all good.
But the
the
tell me,
lesson,
tell me,
like that you're going to
tell
sit
me.
down with that kid, that personality, and you're going to sit and tell him, it's really important when you are dealing with other people that you take their feelings into consideration.
yeah.
And you have to treat them the way that and in his mind, he's like,
Yeah. He's like, I don't know what you're talking
no,
about.
it's like giving a lesson to a fox.
Yeah, I know.
It's not.
Maniacs.
No, guide it, burn it out, get it
Yes.
tired.
Yeah.
Those are things you can
but
do.
I mean, like the like right now, so like where I live, it's like like the 2-year-old classes. Like you got to put them in a million different classes and get them. I don't know. I just feel like we had a lot more idle time growing up
Yeah.
in the 80s. Like there was just a lot more boredom.
Sure.
Summer is here. It's hot outside, and after a few minutes, I feel exhausted and I'm ready for a nap. Between the sun beating down and the heat and the humidity, dehydration kicks in fast. Hydrant is your key to getting back up and running more quickly than ever before. Hydrant created a refreshing electrolyte powder that you mix directly into water to efficiently and effectively hydrate your body. It hydrates you quickly and keeps you going for longer. It has 4 essential electrolytes your body needs: sodium, potassium, magnesium, and zinc. And it packs a punch to help your body hydrate fast. That's what I love about this, is that it makes you feel good quickly. It really is such a great hydration treat. If you're looking for that extra boost of energy, there's also Hydrant Plus Caffeine, which contains 100 milligrams of caffeine. I've got a special deal for my listeners. You get 25% off your first order. Go to drinkhydrant.com/WMMA or enter my promo code WMMA at checkout. That's DRINKHYDRANT.com/WMMA and enter promo code WMMA for 25% off your first order. Drinkhydrant.com/WMMA and enter promo code WMMA to save 25% off. And we thank them for sponsoring this podcast. You know what I miss about being a kid? Waking up early Saturday morning to watch my cartoons and just having a nice big bowl of sugary, nasty cereal. Well, guess what? Now with Magic Spoon, I can have the delicious sugary cereal taste without the sugar. Believe it or not, Magic Spoon has made the most wonderful cereal that has zero sugar, 12 grams of protein, and only 3 net grams of carbs in each serving. Isn't that amazing? And it tastes just like the real thing. You wouldn't even know. They have cocoa flavored. That one's my favorite. Fruity, frosted, and blueberry. It tastes amazing. It is honestly too good to be true. Also, keto friendly, gluten free, grain free, soy free, low carb, and GMO free. Go to magicspoon.com/WMMA to grab a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use my promo code WMMA at checkout to get free shipping. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money. No questions asked. That's magicspoon.com/WMMA and use the code WMMA for free shipping. We thank Magic Spoon for sponsoring this podcast. But anyway, let's talk about dad stuff. So dad stuff, you felt protected, and then they came out, and it's and you were scared too.
Yeah.
Do you feel? But how did you deal with your wife? And at the time, like, did she go through postpartum depression? Did you know?
No, she was okay, but it quickly, because of the breastfeeding thing, I quickly realized what my role was in this. Like,
what is it?
Like, we'd get up at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And stumble out because the baby's crying and he's up, and she would start breastfeeding and I would stand there
right
in my underwear like I can sleep, right? Like
right,
it's cool if I sleep because I'm not doing anything. If you want to talk, I'm here. And she was like so in that mom mode of me and the child and the thing, and you're like, oh, I'm kind of an outer electron now.
Yeah.
It was the two of us in that nucleus, and now they're there, and I'm gonna spin around the outside. And that is a key realization that you have to realize. It's not so much about you.
Yeah.
It's not
about dad.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not. But see, I feel as though it's taboo to say that, because I say that and people are like, no, my husband does everything too. And I'm like, he physically can't. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of shit that dads just aren't wired for, or just.
No. I mean, look, if my wife, was the CEO of something and was gone all the time and I was the one there, I would have to do more I would have had to have done more of it, you know, but there still wouldn't have been that. Like, there wouldn't have been that thing. There's an instinct. I'm faking it. I'm playing the role of this mom now, and I'm playing the role of this one who really cares in a depth that's so profound. I don't have that.
Thank you. Can this be the fucking promo for this episode? Because,
you don't.
But here's the thing, is that if you say this out loud, which I've tried saying in front of audiences, I feel like people think it's a slight to men's ability to be parents.
Oh, get over it. This is the problem.
That's not what I mean.
This is the problem. Guys and their feelings all of a sudden. Stop. This isn't about you. This isn't just, you feel like you're not getting attention. You're not supposed to. You have your friends. You have your games you watch. You have those things that satisfy that. This is about them. This is instinct. This grew inside of you for 9 months. This is a part of you.
Yeah.
I had this old joke in my act that we would go on dates, and as soon as I would be so excited to go out with my wife, and as soon as we'd get in the car, she was so attached to them.
Yes.
And first of all, like the guy could go the first day home. If someone said the baby's cool, do you want to go to a bar? They'd be like, yeah, let's go. And the mom would literally physically be drawn to this child and could not leave the house. And if you don't go, you have to literally make yourself go out.
Yeah.
Or if you don't for the first 2 years, you never will.
I know.
It's we have friends that just never have been never spent a night without their child because it just is like, it's instinct. It's just a pure thing. So I had this joke in my act that we would get in the car and as soon as the door would shut, my wife would start sobbing, like, I miss them already. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't even know who she's talking about.
Right.
And it's not really a joke. It's really the way that it goes.
But I'm so glad you're saying this because so part of me, when I would be in the bubbles with my boys, get resentful of Tom because I'm like, why the fuck am I? I'm the one doing everything. And no one tells you that guess what? Sorry, it is mom because there is that instinct. They are from my body and I'm the one that gives a fuck a little bit more.
You do.
Sorry. But to say that is somehow like, oh my God. But anyway,
I know, but you can't think, I know,
it's
Look,
true.
There's lots of these intellectual word games we play and to make everybody feel nice and whatever. But you know, especially at this, you and your boys and him, like, you know what's what. And whatever people are going to tweet and come back at you and be like, no, my dad, that's not, he's just as important and we're equal and we're 50-50. And it's like, it's not 50-50. It's not 50-50. It might be in some relationships. God bless you. Have at it. But I have news for you. Where we are, and I know your husband, and I know myself, and we're very loving, sensitive, caring men.
Yes.
We're only going to get so close to the experience that you're going through. We're only going.
Thank you. And you're the first person, and also it's helped me deal with my resentment towards Tom about being that one. It's a lot of pressure because I also put a lot of pressure on myself to be perfect at this because my mom was crazy and I'm like, I'm going to be better than my mom. So it's really not even about Tom. It's about me putting pressure on myself to be so good at this. But now that you explain it like that, it makes so much sense. Like, if it were Tom, if our positions were switched and it was him tending to the babies, I would just have to go, guess I'm on the outside of this. I'm like the guy that's, like you said,
it's hard.
Outside.
I do not envy a woman having to decide what they're going to do with their life once they have a child. That is such a
tough.
It's such a mind bender. I mean, really, like to have to say, and I'm going to go and I'm going to be this amazing professional. And I'm going to work and I'm going to be out and I'm going to do that. You have to, there is a thing that men don't have to contend with.
No.
We go and we're like, I'm going to go do that. And there's like, I miss my kids. Sure. But it's not that hormonal gravitational pull back to the house that you have to deal with.
I get nervous
it's
even
different.
after being here all day doing your mom's house. I'm like, we got to go. I got to see my kids.
Yeah.
I got to
go. And
I know.
Tom's eating a Slim Jim. And like, oh, right. Yeah, I miss him too.
Dude, 100%.
It's deep.
It is deeper.
It comes from you. There's that thing.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Drew says too that women have what's called attunement, the ability for a mother to read what the baby needs or what the child is thinking and da-da-da. You don't get it right 100%, but that attunement is something that men really can't do in the same fashion. That's mom.
No. And there's a benefit to it. There's a benefit to not having that.
That's
like
good.
my kids would sometimes, they read each other so deeply, especially they're all women and they really read each other. And like my daughter knows when my wife is nervous and then she gets nervous and then she, it's like it feeds off of itself. And like there was a thing when mom's around, especially when they were little, still now, but when they were more so when they were little, when mom's around, they regress a little bit because they know mom's going to take care of me. And there's this emotional thing and it's all taken care of. And it's like they can't make their breakfast. They can't make a phone call. They can't be on their own. They can't tie their shoes.
Yeah.
Because mom's there. I know mom will pick this up, and it's this nurturing thing that just kind of happens. And then when mom's not there and they look over at dad on the couch, they're like, I got to tie my own shoes and get something to eat
100%.
because this piece of shit isn't going to do it. And I was aware of that, and I would let it happen because it let them become more independent. It gave them more strength at times. Like my daughter could not get in the pool with the swim coach when my wife was there. But if she wasn't there and she was on her own, she's just out. Being dad's kind of like role is, all right, look, we're just out in the world now. Go deal with that, and I'm going to go over here. And it's a lesson. I mean, the kids have to kind of do that and cultivate that independence on their own. And when mom's around, it's a bigger thing to break away.
100%. It's funny you even mention the swim lessons, because same with Ellis. If he knows and I'm watching, he immediately breaks down and is like, I don't want to. But if I just fuck off and I disappear, the teacher's like, he did great. He's amazing. He did that. He didn't throw it. I'm like,
I know. And it's a burden because we went through that same thing.
Yeah. Well, it's because mom is supposed to be the soft place that you land, right?
Yes.
I'm, the one that you should feel vulnerable and cared for. And that's good. That's a good sign. And let dad push you out into the world and be a little more reckless.
Yeah.
And also, and I know this isn't fucking PC either, but when I see Tommy with the boys, and Tommy, like if the boys are doing some Mickey Mouse shit in the house and he yells at them, God damn it, Ellis, Jolie, I gotta fuck over here. And I'm like, no, that needs to happen too. Yeah. Because they need to learn how men handle each other in the world. I can't teach that to my boys.
No, you're right.
Yeah, that's a dad lesson. Dad's got to yell at you a little bit.
Dad has to be right. I have these two little, little dream girls, and I don't really yell at them. Like there's been a couple, it's not a lot of that.
Thank God.
They're not like, you have to do it because they're going to run out in the street. And try and do those things. So like you need to have those moments. We don't have them as frequently. Yeah. But just from the few times when I have, I'm the heavy. Like I have, like my little one will say like, Dad yelled at me. And it was like, I haven't yelled in 3 years. What is she saying? And it was like, when you told her that, her shoes were over there. It was like, like it literally would be like me saying, hey, Shar, get those shoes. And she's like, oh my God, Dad is so mad.
Well, that's good then. Yeah. It means you're a gentle spirit. Now, I was watching Dirty Dancing. Have you seen this movie?
I have seen that movie. It just came out, right?
Well, yeah. It's a new classic hit. No, it's I watched it again because I was too young when it came out the first time. Yeah. And I was like, let's watch something dumb. Mm-hmm. And they're cute. Patrick Swayze's handsome, and she's 18, and the premise is they all go on a family vacation.
Right.
And Baby is her name.
Right. Don't put Baby in the corner.
Don't you fucking put Baby in the corner. Yeah. And she's a virgin, and her dad's a nice doctor, and mom's a nice lady. And then she hooks up with the dancing instructor, who's also kind of like the village gigolo. Like he's also hooking up with like the older married ladies and such.
Swayze, right?
Swayze crazy.
Yeah.
And anyway, she has sex with him and like kind of flaunts it, like, look at me, daddy. Look who's a woman now. And then daddy's obviously very upset because it's like, what are you doing? We're at the nice vacation and you're banging like this gigolo.
Yeah.
And the whole movie is about her becoming a hoe in front of her nice dad and mom. And as the viewer, me watching, I'm like, I would have killed to have a nice family like that. Like, why is she doing this?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Why are you embarrassing and upsetting your parents?
Yeah.
Is that what's going to happen? Do you think, is that a normal thing for teenage girls? Do you fear that phase of like, I love him, daddy. And you're like, but Johnny's just a dance instructor. You guys can't live off love.
Yeah.
Boys is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to happen. But look, my whole mantra was that boys are stupid.
Yeah.
I've been saying that since day one. Boys are stupid. They're
smelly,
the worst. They're gross boys. And And with one of them, it's kind of like, yeah, they are kind of stupid. I can't wait till we meet them in college, kind of a thing.
Oh, good. Or be gay. That would be great if they were lesbians. Wouldn't that be the best?
That is my secret wish.
I know. I think
Not so secret.
No, I think every dad wishes.
Oh my God, yeah. Please, I want some hairy dude being brought in here, and I'm gonna know what he's. Oh God.
I know. How do you deal with that?
It's pretty bad. But my other one loves boys and is always like looking around for boys, and I don't know. My idea was my father he wasn't able to really communicate that with my sisters. I had two sisters, and it was all just, there was no subtlety, there was no discussing, there was no communicate. It was just, that guy's an idiot. Get him out of here. Get home. You're 2 minutes late. Get in your room. You're never going out again.
Yeah.
And it was just like, whoa, it was intense. And so it had some ramifications from that, I guess. So my thing was like, well, I'll be the dad who communicates and doesn't make them feel shame and lets them know that they can talk to me and come to me, and that way they'll be open and they won't be baby. They'll get a good guy and do all that stuff. That was my idea. But I know at this point that is probably not the way it's going to go, because there is an instinct with my younger one that is more textbook of I don't care if you want to communicate. I kind of don't want to talk to you about this stuff.
Yes, it's gross. Yeah.
Like there's a thing. They say there's like a chemical hormonal thing that girls are repulsed by their fathers.
Yeah.
Because in olden times, when they lived when the streets were mud and it was cold and you had to tend to the sheep and you needed to keep this man away from you because it was a threat. That still is a thing. Like there's a lingering thing of like, ugh, no. And I'll be like, so do you want to talk? No, I don't want to talk about. So all of my cool new agey, we're going to communicate is being shut down by her nature.
Yeah.
Her nature is saying, you know what? I'm good and I don't need this and I don't need your approval and I don't need your advice, and I'm going to come home with someone who's really probably going to disgust you at some point.
Well,
I don't know if that's the end result, but I do know the communication isn't going to happen.
It's not going to happen. And I do think there's a certain life skill that must be learned of having a little bit of shame and a little bit of sneaking around. Like you kind of, as a woman, I think it's good to have a little some secrets.
Yeah.
And to be like, you got to sneak around and we're going to make out. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But maybe not. I don't want her to have a bad boyfriend, though. That's the worst.
That's just the worst. I mean, there's the hard part is the good ones aren't that great.
Yeah.
So, like, even a good guy, you're like, he's still kind of
still got a penis.
Dude. Yeah, he's still hairy.
He's still going to jizz all over.
Yeah, while thinking about someone else. And, all that stuff is going to... I don't need to know or be a part of that.
Yeah. That's so interesting that men are so repulsed by other men knowing how that guy thinks. Like, because my dad was a real tomcat, you know what I'm saying? And so when I hit adolescence, he was like, this fucking guy better come inside, say hello to me. He couldn't understand that people would call the house and just be like, is Christina there? He'd answer the phone, hello? You have to say your name.
Right.
Who are you, first of all? Like, who the fuck are you?
Why are you calling my number?
Yeah, why are you calling? And then, like, the boy comes inside. I sit here, I talk to him, I scare him. He would scare everybody just a little.
Yeah. Which is good. It's
and
your role.
Worked.
Yeah.
And it worked because guys were really, really nice to me, and nobody got in there that shouldn't have.
Oh, interesting.
You know what I mean?
And is that purely because he scared them, or he instilled in you that you're worth something?
No. It was the opposite.
Oh, really?
Both my parents instilled the opposite of like, basically my dad was such a piece of shit to women. That I was like, oh, I don't want to date that. Like, I don't like the guy who is a womanizer,
right?
Who is like this Mr. Good Times, good looking. I immediately am repulsed by the guy that can say everything right, dress cool.
Right.
I look for my husband.
Yeah.
Like, that's the guy I was like, okay, you're a cosmetic fixer-upper. Like, your core is fucking solid. You're a moral, sweet guy.
Yeah.
Maybe your jeans are fucked up. We can fix that.
Right.
You know, like, maybe your
Yeah.
furniture's lame, but that's like not...
Yeah.
Intrinsically, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the good guy. I was always attracted to the good guy because my
Right.
dad was a piece of shit.
So if I'm a good guy
they
and they
might
see
like-
me being kind to their mother,
They'll look for, or the opposite can happen where they're like, I'll never find a guy as good as dad. I've heard girls say that. Like, my dad was so amazing that so maybe you want to hit your wife when we get home. And
I had a joke. I had that joke in my last special.
Oh,
And I cut it out because they thought it was, my wife actually thought it was too hard. And like
Oh,
a couple
no, I
other people
love
were
that.
like, "Nyeh." It was during the, how are my girls going to know what men are capable of? Like, I'm the only man that they know, and I'm pretty great, especially to them. Like, how are they going to know like what a man can do? And I said I was a week and a half away from just slapping my wife around at the dinner table. Just so they
love
knew
it.
what a man could do.
I love
and then
it.
Harvey Weinstein showed up,
oh shit.
rode in like a hero. And after the first taping, after the first taping of the special, they came to me in my dressing room. They're like, I don't know. You just feel, and my wife, she's a comic, but she's like, you could feel him pull back a little with that. And I had been playing that joke, trying to get the right tempo
Just
of
the
it,
right
just
thing.
the right little bit of sweetness. And then I ended up, I said, I was a week and a half away from, I don't even know. It's funny, I blocked it out. There's like a lamer version of it that's in the special.
Well, okay, can I tell you how you could maybe do it?
Yeah.
Here's what I would do if I were, because first it's obvious that like you're not going to hit a woman. I think that's why it would hit so funny.
Right.
And then maybe the thing is, but she, you could make it sweeter, but then she could beat the shit out of me. Like, who am I kidding? You know what I mean? Like, she would hit me back, or I'd start crying, or like, you could do the act out of you hitting.
Yeah, that's
I don't
funny.
know.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I think I ended up
trying
saying
to
like,
fix the
smash
bit.
a glass.
Oh, right. Oh, that's funny. But that's not violent
A week and a half
enough.
away from just smashing a glass at the dinner table.
Oh, I like that.
But that's
it's not just
smacking your mom around's funnier.
Yeah. But I don't know. Listen,
But
I don't know anybody that has a dad as good as you. So it's like, okay,
Right.
we'll see. Let's see.
Yeah,
I
let's
think
see what happens. Let's
Greg
see what they come home
Fitzsimmons
with.
is pretty great, and he's got a daughter.
He's not that great. He plays at being great.
He pretends. You think he's a phony?
I don't think he's a phony, but I think he really wants to be a good guy. But it's so deep that
Oh, I think
if
you're
I
right.
see it,
Yeah.
his kids see it.
Well, he definitely has the dark side of the force, but I think that Greg has dealt with it. You don't think that he's calmed the beast?
No, he has. He's actually one of the. Don't tell him I said this because it's
He'll never see this.
good.
Yeah.
He is one of the. He's like the real physical manifestation of someone breaking the cycle of like fatherly abuse.
Right.
Like his grandfather, down to his father to him, bad, kind of too aggressive, whatever they were, and he consciously said, "No, it's going to stop here, and I'm going to treat these kids in a different way," and he did it.
Yeah.
That I do. I love him, but I do carry that part about him all the time, like that he made that choice and he did it.
Very hard to overcome.
Very hard.
Programming. Yeah.
And his kids, like you see the pictures of him with his kids, it's just like they're like what you want.
Yes, of course.
He did it.
Thank God. So don't worry.
But
your
he's still not
girls-
as good as me.
No, of course not. Right. No. Every morning I take my walk through the neighborhood and I listen to my favorite shows, my favorite podcasts, and I have my earbuds, my Raycon earbuds that are so fantastic. The sound on them is so good. And before you go dropping hundreds of dollars on a pair of earbuds, you got to check out the wireless earbuds from Raycon. You already know Raycon earbuds start at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and that they sound just as amazing as the other top audio brands. But their newest model, the Everyday E25 earbuds, are their best ones yet, with 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a more compact design that gives you a nice noise isolating fit. I like that they fit nicely in my ear. You know, some of these earbuds are not good and they pop out when you're running or walking. I hike, I wear my Raycons, and they're just wonderful. So now is the time to get the latest and greatest from Raycon. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/WMMA. That's buyraycon.com/WMMA for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. Buyraycon.com/WMMA. Oh, mommies, as you know, I have been with my bear, my man, for 15 years. And how do you think we keep it spicy? I will tell you my secret, AdamandEve.com. I'm telling you, nothing keeps it fresh like a new item from AdamandEve.com. I like the cock rings. There, I said it. I'm not embarrassed. I can't mom enjoy a cock ring? They come discreetly to the house. I know you're worried. Oh no, is the neighbor going to see that I have a box from a company like this? It doesn't. It's discreet. Nobody knows. It's not even marked. There's all kinds of lubes. There's couples toys, lingeries, and so many wonderful gifts. You get 6 spicy movies right now, 50% off at AdamandEve.com with code WMMA. 10 free boredom-busting gifts, including the movies I said, 3-piece bonus kit, and free shipping, discreet, right to your door. Just remember my offer code, WMMA. That's WMMA at checkout for this amazing deal. Go to AdamandEve.com, use the offer code, WMMA, to get 50% off just about any item plus 10 free gifts. Use code WMMA at checkout, AdamandEve.com. So let's talk about, we talk about the importance of sweet marital relations here. And we had Susan Pinsky on, Dr. Drew's wife, and she says that she gives between 2 and 4 beaches a week.
Yeah, I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah. So, I mean, that seems really high for me personally, because we have a 2 and a 4-year-old, and I'm not doing that right now. I'm fucking tired.
Yeah.
So, like, how much sex do dads need? Like, what's going on? Because some women are writing me like, girl, I can't do that. Or what if my husband doesn't, what if I'm the one that wants sex and my husband doesn't want to give it up? Blah, blah, blah. So anyway, you tell me what your experience is.
It's complicated. I mean, we've been together 20 years now. And, it goes through a lot of different phases,
Yeah.
It's like in the beginning, it's just all the time.
Of course.
And then the baby shows up. And again, this comes back to the dad being what about me? You're with the baby all the time. I have needs too. Well, you got to figure a way to satisfy those needs. And,
right.
It's not going to be like when you were in college or starting out. It's just not. And, when I'm on Instagram, sometimes you go through Instagram and you like see somebody posting something with like a fabulous vacation. You're like, yeah, screw you.
Whatever.
That's how I was when I saw the Dr. Drew thing on. She's like, 3 or 4 times. I was like, yeah, F you. You're not doing that. Nobody does. Nobody does.
Susan Pinsky does. Yeah. But in her defense, and in their defense, their children are like 27 years old. So long out of the house. They're empty nesters. Different phase.
I see that coming.
Yeah.
I see that coming because, we go through these phases of, I was like, when they're little, we're exhausted.
Yeah.
And but we're still, youthful and ready to go. Excuse me. And so you're not doing it as often, but you're still, you have your getaways and you do your things and, and then, but they're always like there and you need, and then they get a little older and you think, okay, they don't need us as much.
Oh boy. Yeah. And?
So we're going to do it more.
Yeah.
Now they're up later than we are. They're running the house. Shit. It's 10:30 and we're like, let's go to bed. And it's like, you want to fool around, but you can't because they're making popcorn and watching movies and coming in and just bursting through the door like, what's the Wi-Fi code? It's down again. What's the DirecTV? And it's like, oh no, they're a bigger presence than they were. Now forget it. Now it's like, well, when are they going to leave the house during the day?
Yeah.
When will we have that window during the day when we're still have energy? We're both on the same page that we're ready to go.
Yeah.
All of that stuff, But now, like, so it's been like, you pick your battles. It's never stopped is the point for 18 years. But now, like, the older one was gone for like a week, and the young one was like gone doing her thing with a couple friends, and I was like, oh man, look at this. It's going to come back to how we started. So do some crunches, shave your legs.
Yeah.
I'll do some push-ups. Let's maintain a little bit of what we had, because we probably will have a good bunch of years right after this.
Yeah.
We just don't want to be physically repulsive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the part too, is like, I just don't want to be, listen, I'm not trying to be like who I was before I had kids.
Yeah.
I just want to maintain some level of fuckability. Like, I don't want to totally throw in the towel and wear culottes and Birkenstocks. Like, I need to be a person, dude.
Yeah.
Cause like, someone's got to look at me. My husband's got to look at me.
Yeah. 100%.
And like, want to hit that shit once my kids leave. I don't want a divorce. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No.
But let's talk brass tacks here.
Okay.
How many times a week do you guys need to be making marital love?
A week?
Yeah.
All right, here's the problem.
Yeah.
I have these high school friends.
Okay.
And I love them to death. And we meet once a year for this dinner around Christmas. And we're all the same age. And we all have kids around the same. And I was like, we shifted from like once a week to once every 2 weeks to once every 3 weeks. And I was like, all right, can I just say, and this is my family, like, this is 9 people who I, first made out with, and we all like went through everything together, and we're still like hanging out. And I was like, can I just be honest here? Like, is once every 2 to 3 weeks like normal? And they, almost all of them were like, once every 3, how about once a month? How about once every 2 months? Oh my God, I'm not touching him. Like, it was like, everyone was going through this phase of, you know what, if a couple months go by, you're cool. we're not cool with that. We're not. Like, we had one time where we like hit a month, and it was like,
that's dark.
People are cranky.
Yeah.
You don't like each other. It's just like, that's not cool. It is not.
That's too long. I'd say once a month is cruel. And it's hard to stay in love with somebody. I thought I had my glasses.
Yeah.
It's hard to stay
Yeah. It's
in love. That's better. I was like,
yeah, you can't. So I don't know. I mean, everybody's different and stuff like that. But I feel like if it goes 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks is
too long.
It's too long. You don't even. The funny thing is, you forget, because you're running this business together.
Yeah.
Right. You're running this.
Yeah.
Corporation.
Yeah.
And it's all about logistics, and like, so who's got him, and when's he going to swim, and okay, we're going to do that, and then it's all logistics. You're just talking about that stuff all the time. You have to forget, like, no, she's my girlfriend.
I know.
And then 2 weeks go, and you're like, why am I acting like an asshole to my girlfriend? Why am I all of a sudden aggravated that the spoons are being put where the knives were?
Yeah, that's my husband.
Once that happens, I'm like, all right, we have to have sex.
Yes. See, again, you're saying this stuff that's so true, because that's how I know Tom the bear needs to be milked. When I notice him getting angry. But it was accurate, because he know what I meant.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
But it's a horrible expression.
But he would be like, oh, this trash is too full. Yeah, the sun is too bright. Yeah, and you're like,
or just
what?
like the passive aggressive. She'll be like, so when are you coming home? I said 6. Whoa, all right. I guess 6, because now you're just.
Yeah, totally.
I had not to keep going to all my great jokes, but all my jokes from the stage of life that you're going through of raising them. I said, the reason you get into these relationships for romance.
Yeah.
There's that chemistry, and you saw each other, and there's like this romantic thing and it's just all about making love and all that stuff. And then, 15 years in, with car payments and mortgages and dead pets and living relatives,
Yeah.
I said, there's no time for romance. You end up, you end up running this horrible nonprofit organization.
Totally is.
And there's a lot of love, very deep, doing a lot of good work, but not a lot of romance.
No.
So you've got to make it happen. We're very conscious of that. Like, we're very conscious of, it's time to go away. It's time to go to a hotel.
Same.
It's time to get out of here.
Same.
Because
Yes.
if you don't, then
It's over.
You lose it. You lose it.
It's
And you don't
over.
want to just be partners in this nonprofit organization. You want to be back to, this is my girlfriend.
I know.
This is my girlfriend, this is, and it does make a difference, like my wife just the other day, part of the choir is that people aren't putting
I
too
still
much,
love the choir.
put in so much into what they look like or whatever.
Yeah.
And I revolted immediately with that. I'm like, what's with these people that can't wear pants?
I'm
like,
the same. Yeah.
I'm like,
It's
why
that fucking hard to wear a shirt today. I know. It's
How
not
about you
crazy.
buy a better pair of pants?
Yeah, I
Just
know.
wear some pants. And my wife the other day, she put on these jeans and this nice top, and she was like, had some like a necklace on, and she was just, my office looks out like where she goes to the car, and I was just like, look at her. She's,
Together.
yeah.
Maintaining.
I was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe she's not doing it for me. But she still looked good.
It's for the neighbor.
And she still got me looking. But that
Yeah.
stuff's important. It definitely
It is.
is.
And I would, like, here's what we do. We used to go to hotels and stuff too before the choir.
Before
as
the
you
choir,
said.
yeah.
But I have a rule because we're up early, 6:30.
Yeah.
So the minute those babies are in bed at 7:30,
Yeah.
done. I'm cooked.
Right.
I'm not talking about business. I'm not
Right.
reading emails. I'm not looking at my phone. The TV comes on and it's 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days
Yeah.
or Bravo
Yeah.
or we're going to F.
Right.
And the room becomes not a mommy and daddy space, but it's going to be like an adult, nice
Right,
space.
that's smart.
So like even just nightly, we get that like, this is an adult space and our furniture is white in our room.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's great.
teasing the furniture gods, but
Right.
whatever, man. And I have good smells in the house. I try to,
That stuff's
I wanna
important.
be fat. Yeah.
It's
yeah,
important.
Yeah, trying.
It's funny. My parents have been married 50 something years.
Oh,
like
wow.
52 years. And we had this big dinner for them and stuff. And it's all my like nieces and nephews who, from like 13, my daughter probably from, like 12 to 20, all these kids, a lot of kids. And then my sisters and myself. And, we're all toasting. We're in this nice restaurant. And we're all like, so what's the secret? And my mom basically said, you got to keep banging.
Yeah.
And the kids were like dropping their forks. They were like, Grammy, what did you? She was like, I'm telling you, that's important.
Yeah.
This is your boyfriend. This is who you have to keep that going. It's
Yeah.
the most important thing. And it ruined the meal, but I took the lesson.
Everybody threw up.
Yeah.
You got to cultivate it. You just got to keep it. Now,
You got to keep doing it. You got to, yeah.
apropos of this discussion,
Yeah.
what does your wife do that annoys the shit out of you? You've been together for 20 some years, right?
Yeah. There's one thing. It is minor annoyances. We don't really have
Yeah.
do you guys fight?
We're not big fighters.
Yeah, we're not either.
Really.
And it's not like that, oh, there's going to be trouble one day. It's like we're 20 years deep. It's like
That's a thing.
it's not coming.
Yeah.
We're just kind of cool people that don't take shit seriously.
Yeah, we've been together for 15 years too. And
Yeah.
we're like, well, I could bring that up and start a fight, or I could just know that, because you realize that you have the same fights over and over when you're with somebody for so long. And you're like,
Yeah.
all right, are we going to do this again? Or am I
Yeah.
just going to outsource the problem?
Right,
Like,
right, exactly. Like
Okay, but-
we have like these two sinks in the kitchen, and my wife, she hates the second sink. She thinks she doesn't like it. She doesn't like that people leave spoons in it. She's never going to clean it. And I could make a thing out of it, but I just know if there's a thing in there, I'm the one that has to take it out, because for whatever psychotic reason, she's not cleaning up that sink. That's totally fine. Does not bother me at all. There's lots of those little things. It's fine. The one thing that's kind of weighty which I don't know why it's going to sound stupid, but my wife thinks that anytime I open something to read, if I open a book, in her mind, me opening a book means it's time to talk.
Oh, right.
Like if she sees me, it could be a magazine, it could be a big thick novel. If she sees the pages open, this is me. I open the book and then I see her head pop up over the pages and she wants to talk. I don't know what it is. And I'll do all of the subtle things. Like she'll ask and I'll be like, to answer, what was that? Like I'll do this big dramatic, I'm putting my finger on the word. I'm sorry, I'll straighten my glasses. I'm sorry, what did you say? I don't know if you noticed what I was doing. And then she'll just keep plowing. She'll just keep plowing along.
God.
We've been doing it for forever.
She doesn't want you to not pay attention to her. I get it.
Yeah.
When Tom's on his Twitter, it makes me crazy. I'm like, it can't be that interesting. I'm like, what? What are you reading? Like, to me, the Twitter is just a garbage dump of humanity.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not interested in people.
No.
Let me read you what. Oh, and do you fuck with Birkenstocks?
With them, like, do I have them on while I'm doing it?
No. Do you fuck with them? Like, do you wear them? That's what that kid, like how your quar.
Yeah.
The kids say, do you fuck with? You fuck with Birkenstocks?
You fuck with Birkenstocks? No.
Right? And why is that? Audience.
Because I was into the Grateful Dead in college.
Okay.
And I saw what those people were like.
Smelly.
They smell.
They smell, and their vaginas smell too, and
they all smell like patchouli.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They smell like patchouli, and they have dirty boxes.
Yeah,
and they're disgusting. Okay, do you want to? Okay, here's something that annoys. Married 11 years, and my wife will not change this behavior. Not replacing the empty toilet paper roll. Instead, just fucking stacking it until I fucking do the 2 motions of putting it on the goddamn motherfucking holder.
My daughters are going through this. They kind of share a bathroom upstairs, and my daughter's like, the worst people in the world. Who are they? The ones that don't replace the toilet paper. And I laugh at it because it's like, you know what? Get over it.
It's to me, that's not a big.
Yeah, if you got someone that doesn't do it, and sometimes, you know what? You don't either. So just deal with it.
Yeah, that one doesn't bother me. Do you clean your jelly jars? Do you clean the rim of a jelly jar before you put the lid on?
Who's using that much jelly?
Oh, I don't know if it's a lot of jelly use, but it's just people do it, and it makes me feel good seeing it. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
It was on TikTok. Are you on TikTok?
I'm not allowed on TikTok.
Why?
My daughter said that it's for us.
It is for you guys.
And and everybody hates when comedians are starting and professionals are coming into TikTok. Nobody likes you. So don't do it.
Gotcha.
Stay at Instagram.
Fuck you. Yeah, stay at the gram. Okay.
Fuck you. This is for us.
My wife had 0 boundaries with her family, particularly her mother. For the first 4 years, she insisted on giving her mother a key to our home. Her mother has no qualms with using it whenever she wanted. Her mother still expects to be involved in day-to-day decisions, specifically decisions regarding our children. It drives me insane. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that sounds pretty heavy. I could see where that'd be annoying, but also, my mother-in-law is the total opposite. Not around, not interested.
Yeah, my parents didn't.
Yeah, no.
It's kind of okay. I'm fine.
Yeah,
I prefer it.
Yeah, I like it. If they were meddling, if that same person was like just showing up in my kitchen all the time and making comments about stuff, yeah, I'd probably knock her out.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one. Don't know how many times I've heard this from friends and other dudes in general, but for the love of God, can you guys just please decide where you want to eat already? The kids usually don't care, and you're gonna shoot down every idea we give you anyway. When it's game time, let's go, damn it, asking for a friend.
Wow. I feel like I wrote that. Did I write that? Did I write that and send it in under a suit? Yeah. Just let's go. This is me whenever we're ordering and doing stuff. She's like, I don't know. What do you want? I'm good with anything. Let's go. What do you want? I don't know. What do you want? Let's have Mediterranean food. Nah, I don't think so. All right, say something, and I'm gonna say yes to it.
Yeah.
Just please, just say it.
Yeah.
And just back and forth and back. I literally am a garbage can. Like you could tell me, Indian, fine.
Garbage can.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Chinese, fine.
It's so true because most guys will eat whatever you put in front of them.
Whatever.
Every time I ask my husband what he wants to eat, burger. I want a burger. I want a burger. I want a sandwich. I want a burger. Like, okay, so it's up to me to diversify that.
Yeah.
And I'll just fucking order it and put it in front of you and you'll just eat it.
Man, getting all three to line up.
Oh, my
You'll be
God.
blessed because the boys will just eat anything. You'll just throw whatever in front of them.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Girls,
The
I would kill
girls,
myself.
I want I want Mexican. No, I don't want that. And they do it just to be the opposite of each other. It's just this whole thing. Oh,
I would go crazy because women, girls are good at mind games.
Yeah.
Boys are more like physical, like
Yeah.
I'll fucking kill you and I'll kill you.
Yeah.
But the women,
Oh yeah.
psycho. Like women get deep and
Yeah.
get nasty. I know. I don't like it. I get scared.
Yeah. Oh, just order something. They're also all vegetarians.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Great. Lucky you, huh?
So yeah.
Gross. Okay. One more and then I'll let you go back to your house. Are you housebound right now too? Yeah.
Yeah,
What are you
everyone's
doing?
housebound. We have a.
you're touring.
We have a cousin, a little bit. We have a cousin my cousin from North Carolina and her son are coming over for to eat with us outside.
That's fun.
So it's a little high pressure.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I love her, but I don't know if I want her to be the one that kills me.
Right. That's what you think about. Like, is
Yeah.
it worth the Rona? Like, is this visit,
Yeah.
this person worth the Rona?
Is she worth it? I guess she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love her.
It's okay. You won't die from it.
Yeah, it's all right.
When I ask for 1 2-liter of Coke from the store and she comes back with 3 because they were on sale, she knows I have zero impulse control when there are sugary treats in the house. But she tells me we will just keep the other 2 in the basement. # drank all 3 quickly.
I have a question. Why, as a grown-up, are you buying Coke?
I know.
Who's living on Doritos and Coke when you're married?
Hold on. This one's gross.
Okay.
She insists on wiping the baby's ass with her bare hand because of the, quote, toxic chemicals in baby wipes. She then washes off her hands using only a paper towel and Purell. Have you even heard of such a monstrous
Oh
thing?
my God. Ew.
It was right.
What are they living in the woods?
I know. Well, Bert Kreischer started wiping with his bare hand.
What?
Yeah. Well, that's what
I
they
used
do
to
in
think
the
Bert
Middle
was
East.
kidding about some stuff. I don't think he's kidding.
He's not. And he drinks Kool-Aid, a liter of it a day.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. A gallon,
A
sorry.
gallon of Kool-Aid?
Okay, okay, this last one. I like this one too. My wife is a neat freak, which I appreciate the fuck out of, but she will only take my stuff, sunglasses, keys, coffee tumbler, etc., and stack them in one place on the counter. That's fine, but she ignores everyone else's stuff. Mildly infuriating sometimes since I'm not a total slob. Thanks for the content, Mommy. So, like, she only will straighten up his stuff. Well, that sounds like a favor to me.
Yeah.
right?
What's
Like,
the problem?
I don't know. Maybe because like you think your bag is one place, but then like she'll put it all in one place. It's kind of annoying. That would annoy me.
He's seeing it as a judgment. Like she's saying, you're a slob and I'm going to take care of this because...
Right. He's reading into it. I think she
Yeah.
probably is just like, oh, here's your keys and your shit in one.
Yeah, if it's all in one spot, work that system.
Yeah. I wish
take
my
it.
husband were a neat freak, or that I'm not personally. I don't.
Yeah, I am.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's good though, because you live with the gals, the ladies, and they're clean, I'm sure, right? Kind of.
They're not as clean as they should be.
Yeah. Well, at least you're baking bread for them. They must love you.
Yeah, they do love that. They do love that I bake them bread, and they. I'm trying to shame them into, like I'm trying to work the angle of making them a little bit more of a neat freak by calling them gross.
Oh, that's a good one, because girls don't like to be called gross.
Right?
It's really
Yeah.
offensive and repulsive to
Yeah,
us.
it's like ew.
You're gross. Men are gross.
Yeah,
Yeah, girls shouldn't be gross.
Right. So maybe
Yeah.
this will work.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck.
Ew.
Have
Who
fun.
left this thermos? Oh, who's so gross they would leave this here?
Oh, I love you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much
This
for
was fun.
coming. You're the best.
I'll
Will you
come
come
anytime.
back? Good.
Yeah.
You can be our dad. So you're
Sure.
doing great. What's the rest of the title of that book?
You're doing great, and other reasons to stay alive. That's my Netflix special and my book.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
Great. So people can see it on Netflix right
Yeah.
now, and they
Yeah.
can buy the book where? Amazon? I'm
Amazon,
sure.
yeah.
Okay. You prefer a hard copy, I'm assuming.
I think you should get the book.
I think you should. I miss
Yeah.
books. I
I
like a
know.
nice book.
I
and
just-
then your wife can pop up and be like, what you doing?
Right, exactly.
You
Yeah.
reading?
I know. I was against reading books on the iPad, but then I realized she doesn't realize it's a book.
Does she let you look at your phone?
I got scolded for that last week.
Okay.
The kids too, that I'm on my phone too much.
Yeah.
And it was like, but wait a minute. And I, you don't want to, I don't like to throw this one out, but it's like, this is my work. And I literally had the Netflix special, a book, the new podcast, and all of this merch that all just came out, that all had to be posted and what all that stuff, and I'm like, I never scroll, I never read through people's stuff. I haven't gone through like a Twitter feed in 4 years.
Oh, it's the
I
worst.
literally don't.
Yeah.
This was all purely just promotion, but I took it to heart. I'm like, yeah, I get it, but you know what? You're going to college next year, and we got to sell some T-shirts.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
That's no shit. All
Yeah.
right. Well, thanks for coming. Also, Breaking Bread, your podcast.
Breaking
Tom
Bread
Papa.
with Tom Papa. Yep.
You're the best. You're
Tom
really
was on.
funny.
You got to come on there.
I would love to. I'd be
Yeah.
honored. You're
He
very
talked
funny.
about you on it.
Did he? Should I
Yeah.
listen to it? Was
Isn't it like Hungarian? Are you Hungarian? Yeah.
Did he say nice things, or was he kind of?
It was nice things.
Oh.
He liked what you when you do make stuff.
Yes, that was the beginning of the choir.
Yeah.
As I went through an aggressive cooking phase
Yeah,
to deal
yeah.
with my anxiety.
Right.
And he really liked when I was quarantine wife in
Yeah.
the beginning.
Yeah.
I still cook for him. I do. I believe it's a sign of love for a woman to put a plate of food in front of her husband.
Oh, you should
and
call
her
my wife.
children. Yeah? She doesn't do that?
No.
Well, you do the cooking? Do you cook?
I do cook. Yeah.
Oh, see, that's so lucky. I wish
Yeah.
Tom did. But
She's not into food that much.
she's not an eater.
Yeah.
I am an overeater. So I
Right.
think that's why we both appreciate food.
Yeah.
But then,
That's good.
How does she show you she loves you?
sweets. She loves
Oh, okay.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But not so much in the cooking and eating and joyful food.
No. Does she show you she likes, does she like you at all?
Yes,
Or, okay.
she does.
Yeah.
She really laughs.
Oh, that's
still.
good. That's nice.
Yeah. No, she's totally solid. She just doesn't cook.
Yeah.
So I had to get even better at it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, hey, so at least you do, and that's awesome.
Yeah. The
All right.
burger sounds good though.
I know. Let's go get burgers. All right. Thank you so much, Tom Papa. Okay.
Thank you.
Until next time, stay cool, Mom.
Where my mom's at? Where my mom's wearing thongs, hitting bongs at? Raising kids, cleaning shits, need a long nap. Where my mom's